I want to bring in now Louisiana Senator Bill Cassidy, who joins me from Baton Rouge. Senator Cassidy, good to see you. Thank you so much for being here. The government has spent more than $14 million on protections from storm surges and flooding in New Orleans and in areas nearby. Do you feel like Louisiana was as prepared as it could be to weather Ida?
Yeah, a lot of this, of course, depends upon individual actions. Right now, we are at risk of losing people because of things that they themselves can prevent. Obviously, if someone could have evacuated, we hope that they have, but if not, currently shelter in place. Secondly, as we go forward, we know we lost more people in Hurricane Laura from people putting generators in their home or right beneath the window, and they would get poisoned by carbon monoxide. And so at this point, people have to be wise in their personal actions. When the storm is past, we can send people to rescue. At this point, personal responsibility.
Certainly, you mentioned Hurricane Laura, and Louisiana was hit by multiple named storms in 2020. How was your state doing before Hurricane Ida now, and how big of a setback is this storm for you?
Well, the southwest portion of the state is still suffering. I've been fighting to try and get Congress to pass some community development block grant disaster relief legislation, because if you go to Lake Charles, you still see roofs with blue tarps. They've not been repaired for over a year. But for the remainder of the state, as much as you can say, it's in pretty good condition. That said, one thing I've been fighting to get this infrastructure bill through, because the infrastructure bill has money for coastal restoration, for flood mitigation, and for hardening the grid. We can be prepared better than we are, but it's going to take an investment in infrastructure, and that would be not for Hurricane Ida or for this hurricane season, but it would be for the next hurricane season and the one after that. So we're as good as we can be for this point in time. We need to get a lot better.
And you mentioned infrastructure. How do you feel about the current situation in Washington and what lawmakers have been able to accomplish?
So we've passed a really good bill, and it's over on the House of Representatives. And just speaking about the resiliency section, which is a portion I was very much invested in, again, it invests in coastal restoration. We know the more wetlands that buffer a storm hitting our coast, the more the power of that storm is diminished. So a way to kind of prevent onshore damage is to extend your shoreline. And this infrastructure bill has significant investment in coastal restoration. By the way, not just for Louisiana, but other coastlines that are threatened as well. There's also money for flood mitigation. Right now, Louisiana is going to suffer some flooding, but many states in our nation, most recently Tennessee, have had tragic consequences of flooding. So we need, as a nation, to begin to prepare for these natural disasters beforehand, as opposed to kind of pick up the pieces afterwards.
Senator Cassidy, one thing I always appreciate about Louisiana is you always learn from what happened last time, even as you were talking about Hurricane Laura and what you learned about generators. And there's sort of that constant desire to retain history and learn from it. I want to talk to you now about COVID-19, because your state's facing a surge in cases right now. Hospitals and intensive care units are filled with patients. What kind of precautions are being taken to help mitigate the impact of this storm on medical centers? And do you think that your state's approach to curbing infections needs to change now?
So the shelters that have been set up throughout the state, as well as Mississippi and Alabama, all require somebody coming in to wear a mask. That's a FEMA requirement, a Red Cross requirement, but it makes sense. There will be immunizations available there should people who come there wish to be immunized. So there will be kind of a push at this point in time. Unfortunately, if hospitals
Senator, I just want to clarify that. So
have to be evacuated.
Sorry, Senator. I just wanted to clarify what you just said, because that might be news to folks that people who are actually at those evacuation centers, if they haven't been vaccinated yet, that there will be the ability to get vaccinated there, and that you're encouraging that?
I'm told that, and I absolutely encourage it. You may know I'm a physician. I used to do a lot of vaccine work to prevent children from dying from vaccine preventable illnesses. This is another vaccine preventable illness that can prevent death. And obviously, the more we get folks congregated in shelters, the more likely the virus can spread. Now, I'm told the shelters, and I'm confident this is the case, will have adequate spacing between different pods, if you will, a family here, another family further away, and there'll be adequate ventilation. But they're still asking people to wear masks. And again, I'm told that they will offer vaccine for those who would need it.
Senator Cassidy, before I let you go, I just want to give you an opportunity to provide a message to residents in your state right now who are watching and potentially seeing the worst of Hurricane Ida starting to pass over them. What do you have to say?
So first, personal responsibility, personal responsibility, personal responsibility. Don't drive through standing water. It may be far deeper than your car. Don't put your generator next to your window or inside. If you're worried about people stealing it, put a big chain around it, but don't bring it inside. Shelter in place until the storm has passed. And if you do go to those centers, go ahead and get your vaccine. You can prevent yourself from dying from COVID because you don't want to die from COVID if you've managed to escape the damage from the storm.
All right. Senator Bill Cassidy, thank you so much. I'm thinking about you and all the folks in Louisiana. Appreciate it.